Bet horse racing on DRF Bets. We'll match your first deposit up to $250. Get free expert picks and past performances, plus weekly cash back, all from Daily Racing Form, the most trusted name in horse racing. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off the graded stakes portion of Saturday's Preakness card at Pimlico with race number 3. Let's throw up the field for the grade 3 Chick Lang Stakes for 3-year-olds going 3/4 of a mile. And the number 4 Jackson Traveler, last year's champion 2-year-old Maryland bred. Well, he's back to the scene of his debut where he blew them away at Pimlico. This horse is very fast out of the gate, and he earned a big fig in his most recent start.
Yeah, he finally broke through with a little bit of a faster race last time, Dan. He does have really good speed. He's very alert from the start. I suspect he'll be going forward once again.
Let's take a look at the time form U.S. pace projector. Jackson Traveler, Mighty Mischief, both trained by Asmussen, both have speed. Mighty Mischief expected to be a little bit quicker, and Jackson Traveler, breaking from the outside of Mighty Mischief, might opt for a tracking trip. Now, do you think Jackson Traveler's a need the lead type? He ran pretty well 2 starts back when on the chase.
Yeah, I don't think I would say that he's a need the lead type yet, Dan. Maybe he prefers to run that way, maybe not. We'll find out maybe more in this race. He is drawn outside of his stablemate this time, so I suppose that gives Irad options. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this pace projector just flip-flopped a little bit and it's 4 too early.
A horse that would be looking for a barbecue up front's the number 1 Palatial Times. Jockey Carol Cedeno is riding in great form at Pimlico right now. She has the mount on this Longshot, who was offered for 62.5 last time out, gave an even effort, and would need a lot of improvement to beat this field.
Yeah, just pretty hard to make a case for on paper, Dan. We've seen plenty of this horse already, and he's never run a race fast enough to be competitive here.
First time in a stake for the 2 Mighty Mischief, who is seeking his 3rd consecutive win. Let's watch the son of Into Mischief score. On April the 10th at Oakland, he went right to the front. He shrugged off his pace competition. Like the way he kicked in. This last 1/8 of a mile, he's really getting away from this field. And his buyers are rock solid, Mike. If Mighty Mischief can somehow dissuade Jackson Traveler or get outside that horse and make a run at him, he's very dangerous here.
Yeah, he certainly is. And he's, pretty clearly, I think, the main rival to his stablemate in this race. We'll see if he can improve maybe one more time. This horse has been good right from the start then. His career debut at Oakland on a wet track was really good. That was a strong maiden race with he and Aloha West, the other first-time starter in that field. I mean, that horse has come back and earned a buyer in the 90s since then. So that horse can run. This horse can run. He's been really good in his last 2 starts. We'll see if he's a need the lead. I don't feel like when you watch him run, Dan, he's not a speed crazy horse. I don't feel like he needs the lead to be effective. I think he's really dangerous.
Here's a Maryland bred, the number 3 Hemp, winning at Laurel on April the 10th. And Hemp just smoked him in this race, Mike. Sat right up close to the pace, drew by in the lane. Yes, it was a muddy track, but he's also won on fast going. Do you give the high sign for Hemp in this spot?
This horse, I like this horse a little bit, Dan. I feel like he's maybe in a little bit too tough against the horses that are drawn to either side of him in this race. I actually think this horse is pretty good, though, and I think he's going to get a good trip in this race. I just couldn't convince myself that he was good enough to beat the 2 favorites.
Here's Jackson Traveler scoring in the Bachelor last time out. It's worth noting, and you can go back in your charts and in your replays and formulator and watch the races on Bachelor Day. Let's watch Jackson Traveler sprint on home. Inside speed seemed to do very, very well. And Jackson Traveler was on a mission. He beat the gate. He made the lead. He made the rail. He kept right on going. Do you think the bias moved him up? This horse has always shown talent.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it inflated his figure a little bit because this is really the first time he ever really ran a fast race. They had a 94 buyer for this. And if he runs a 94 on Saturday, he's probably just going to win again. So we'll see if the figure's inflated a little bit. I like this horse, Dan. I can't say that I love him, but I like him. And I think he actually ran pretty well 2 starts back in that gazebo. The first time in his life when he got absolutely outrun to the lead by a big long shot who just sprinted off. This horse couldn't make the front. The horse that beat him got the jump on him, and Jackson Traveler was actually very game to just miss that day.
Here's a case for a sleeper. The 5 Shackled Love, who's 20-1 on the morning line. This distance might be a little bit sharp for Shackled Love. But if you recall, when we discussed the Federico Tessio stakes, I had talked to Gary Capuano and he said he didn't think he had this horse fit simply because of the track maintenance issues at Laurel. He could not get this horse to train. He only could 2-minute lick him at Delaware. He now has had an opportunity to train him seriously at Delaware. And if this pace is fast, maybe he can come with a run at a price.
Yeah, they're going to cut him back in distance. I don't mind him cutting back, especially if he's going to be, one of the longer prices on the board in this race, Dan. I don't know that he's good enough necessarily. I mean, his win 2 starts back. He did win a stakes race 2 starts back going longer. I don't know. Just that race didn't blow me away. It didn't make me want to bet him back against this field.
All of Willie Boy's sprint races are solid, and maybe it was the 7 furlongs that got him beat last time out. Let's watch his race against fellow Florida breds in the sophomore. Willie Boy turns into the stretch, and Mikey's got to win this race. I know the 7's a little bit long, and I know the horse that beats him, Foreman, is a hard-trying sort, but how does he lose from here?
I don't know. This race was over. He's passing the 16th pole here, Dan. The race is over. I don't know how he loses. But for whatever reason, he doesn't finish. Maybe it was the 7. I guess you could say he just doesn't want to go that far. His other 3 6 furlong races, they're all good. I guess they would give him some kind of a chance in here. I didn't love his win 2 starts back in the Hutch, but I guess he ran fine that day.
But there's a chance he could work out into a trip under Johnny V. Breaking from post 6, I could see him sitting 3rd in the clear. And if the 2 Asmussen horses perhaps cancel themselves out a bit, maybe Willie Boy looms boldly at a price. We take a look at our picks for the Grade 3 Chick Lang Stakes. We think Steve Asmussen's going to take home the trophy, but you're going to go with the higher-priced runner, Mighty Mischief. Jackson Traveler, tepid nod for me. I have to use Mighty Mischief as well.
Yeah, I think Jackson Traveler is the horse to beat. I just like Mighty Mischief. Then I like all 3 of his races, and I think he has even more improvement in him. I think this horse could be pretty good.
Asmussen's had a lot of good sprinters in the last few years, maybe 2 more right here. 2-4-3-6 for Mike, 4-2-6-3 for me in the Grade 3 Chick Lang, kicking off a 50-cent pick 4 at Pimlico on Preakness Saturday.